Hello, my name is Krishanna Turner, and I will be demonstrating how to assess flexibility. Prior to flexibility assessments, a 5 to 10 minute warm-up should be performed. The first assessment I will be demonstrating is called the Canadian Trunk Forward Flexion Test. The test assesses the hamstring and lower back flexibility. Before performing the test, your shoes should be removed and you must sit with soles of the feet flat against the sit and reach box. You should then reach forward with both hands as far as possible, making sure you exhale as you reach and holding that position for 2 seconds. Ensure that your knees are not bent and you do not lead with one hand. Then repeat the assessment. This test is scored in centimeters, and the best of the two scores should be recorded. According to the fitness categories for trunk forward flexion using a sit and reach box, I fall into the good category based on my score of 36 centimeters, which I found by subtracting 3 centimeters from my original score of 39 centimeters. The next assessment I will demonstrate is the YMCA sit and reach test, which assesses low back and hamstring flexibility. Your shoes should also be removed for this test. A yardstick is placed on the floor and tape is placed across it on the 15-inch mark. Heels of the feet should be placed on the edge of the tape and be about 10 to 12 inches apart. You should then reach forward with both hands as far as possible, making sure you exhale as you reach and holding this position for 2 seconds. Fingers should be in contact with the yardstick. Ensure you do not lead with one hand and knees are not bent. Then repeat the assessment. This test is scored in inches, and the best score of the two trials should be recorded. According to the fitness categories for the YMCA sit and reach test, I fall into above average category based on my score of 20 inches. The next assessment I will demonstrate is the chair and sit and reach test, which assesses lower body hamstring flexibility. This test is designed for older populations who have difficulty performing sit and reach tests. A chair, 17 inches in height, should be placed against the wall. Shoes do not need to be removed. You will then extend one leg in front of a hip with the heel on the floor and the ankle dorsiflex at 90 degrees. Ensure to keep the untested leg flat on the floor and your head in normal alignment with the spine. Exhale when reaching forward and hold the position for 2 seconds. You will need a second person to hold the ruler and assist, and both the right and left legs should be tested. For scoring, the middle of the big toe at the end of the shoe or touching the toes represents a score of 0. If the reach is short of the toes, a negative score is recorded, and if the reach is beyond the toes, a positive score is recorded. The last assessment I will be demonstrating is called the Thomas test, which assesses hip flexor flexibility. The first step is to lie supine or on the back. You will then bring one leg to the chest. If the straight leg remains in contact with the mat, hip flexors of that leg are flexible. If the straight leg rises, its hip flexors are likely to be inflexible, and both the right and left legs should be tested. You will need a second person to assist. Then record whether the hip flexors in the right and left legs are flexible or inflexible. According to my results, my hip flexors are flexible in both my right and left legs. Thank you for watching my video on how to assess flexibility.